It was a secret that we were all wrestling with for weeks, if not months. I lose track of time. Back and forth we all went on whether or not to tell Joey that he was the father of Charlotte, change his life forever. And we all agreed that it was for the best that he didn't know, and we would leave Miranda alone and focus on the family that we were building. And you instead went behind my back and told Joey everything. Call me crazy, but the circumstances called for it. I would have never acted alone like that and said what I said to Joey if Melissa had not behaved in the way that she had behaved. You sat here, looked me right in the eyes and told me that when a family member acts up, disrespects the family and starts causing drama, which we don't want, then they need to be kicked out of the family. Very simple. How many families really act on that? No, not many. They put up with things over and over and over, and they enable people over and over and over until it destroys the family. I cut the poison out. There had to be another way to punish Melissa rather than ruin my son's relationship. Need I not remind you, am I blue in the face? Because I have to say it yet again. She tried to kill my nephew. That's unacceptable behavior in other places in the world. How I handled things would be considered a slap on the wrist. I understand that. Although, I still stand by the fact that we don't know her motives. We don't know if she missed on purpose. Stop, Mildred, stop. You're not stupid. You know, I bet you have a sector of fans out there who are just like you, who are very intelligent. Maybe you don't hear from them a lot because they're smart enough to not even comment. Because they can agree with a lot of things that you say. Because they see things clearly. And you're not seeing things clearly right now, Mildred. You're making excuses for this girl. She didn't miss on purpose. Her intention was to kill my nephew, and she failed at it. Not only that, but she left breadcrumbs. Amateur. Don't make excuses for her. You're excluding one big thing, and I need to point it out to you. Recently, Brian and Melissa were getting along. Whether she tried to kill him or not, that was between them. They had a wonderful sit down. They bonded. I even had to tell Melissa to make sure she didn't fall for your nephew. So the way you went about this, to me, was highly unnecessary. And we didn't let Brian decide how he wanted to go about all of this. So now Joey knows the secret, but he doesn't know that Brian knows that I know. And also, Brian doesn't know that Melissa shot at him. There was a better way to go about all of this. This is the fact, and even my detractors, even the people that hate me, I'm sure they can agree with this. She was a loose cannon, and she needed to go. She was not benefiting the family whatsoever. Her actions should have caused her to be in jail, but thanks to me, she's not in jail. Who are you to decide who gets cut and who stays from this family? Because now you're starting to sound like a dictator, and that's going to rub me the wrong way. I understand you are pissed off that Melissa almost killed Brian. But again, politically, that was between her and him. We should have gone to Brian about all of this. I don't mean to go down memory lane here, but I know your relationship with your ex-daughter-in-law. I know one big regret is sometimes you didn't choose your battles correctly. I'm sure there were battles that you wish you hadn't fought, but I'm sure for every battle that you wish you had not fought, there was a battle that you wish you had. Imagine this. Not just you, every mother-in-law out there. Imagine your daughter-in-law does something to piss you off, disrespects you to the highest degree. Now, instead of making it a long, drawn-out fight, instead of holding on to it for years, imagine if you just, I'm not dealing with you anymore. Don't talk to me. My son's dead to me. Get the hell out of my family. Harsh, but impactful. You didn't do that with Miranda. Instead, you spent years battling her, wasting holidays. With Melissa, you had the chance to just not make that mistake again, and I did it for you. I don't like how we went about it, though. I understand what you're saying. Her behavior wasn't acceptable, but the fact that she couldn't explain that I know the truth, Brian knows the truth. The only one that looks horrible in this whole situation is Melissa. She looks like the only one that was keeping the secret with you. And that's not fair, because I know Brian knows. It wasn't just Melissa, and it's unfair to stop defending her. You're doing it again. You can't sit there and tell me that you thought that she was the best option for your son. There's someone better out there for him. He was settling for her. Even I could see that, and I'm new to the family. Honestly, she was growing on me. And we had our history, and she had proven, without a shadow of a doubt, that she loves my son unconditionally, and that's all I want for him. Let's not also forget, Mildred. You have a selective memory right now. She had your son cut you off, just to hide the fact that she was being insecure. Your own son cut you off for her, something Miranda even didn't really do back in the day, from what I understand. Miranda was very diplomatic. Go ahead, you go to the holiday with your mom. But it's probably very rare that she said, don't talk to your mother anymore. But Melissa did. This is the person you want your son to have kids with. Your grandkids. It's gonna be the same thing all over again. Maybe, but I don't mean to interrupt you again. But what I'm trying to do here, Mildred, is make up for the parts of you that lack the sternness, the discipline that you once probably had. You've been broken down. You've been through a lot. You're nicer. You need that edge back. Remember, I'm a historian of this show. Remember, you started off cold, strong, family-oriented. This whole show was about you. You were the evil, toxic mother-in-law. Now, here's Sesame Street. I'm just doing some dirty work for you. If she's willing to kill my nephew, what else is she willing to do in this family? The damage is already done. It's a waste of a conversation. We need to figure out how we're going to move forward, though. Because, again, I feel guilty that I did not tell my son that I know. And I'm sure the last thing we want for Brian and Joey's relationship as brothers is for there to be a secret. I beg to differ. I think the best thing for them is that Joey doesn't find out that Brian knew. And let Joey come to Brian. Let Joey be the brother to say, hey, I am the father. Brian already knows. It'll make things easier for him. And then they can just navigate moving forward. I don't think if Melissa tries to tell Joey, oh, Brian knew, your mom knew, he's not going to believe her. Alright, well, you better get to Brian, and you better tell him everything that's going on. Because you never know when Joey's going to give him a call and start talking, and, oh, I know I'm the dad, and then Brian spills everything. So figure this out. But I need to make it a point. Do not make decisions about this family without me, or else I do not want you part of this family. Do you understand me? I don't need a dictator, I need a boyfriend. I understand, Milton. Okay. I will try to beat Brian, or beat Joey to Brian. I will. I promise you, this is all going to work out great. And hey, maybe your son meets someone even better than Melissa. I have someone lined up for Brian, so. Alright, this was a great talk.